So, over the last week, you may have seen a headline that there is a new AI law and that it could affect your business. And I want to start by doing the opposite of what most of the internet is doing and say, hey, let's calm down. Because the truth is that there is a real law, and it's Colorado's, and it is the first big comprehensive AI law in the country. And yes, it does kick off on January 1st, 2027. But the version that everyone was scared about a year ago, well, that got rewritten. The new one is a lot narrower. And for most of you watching, if you're using AI to write emails, make content, summarize readings, anything like that, this law basically doesn't touch you and you can breathe. But for some of you, it absolutely does apply and you'll want to get ahead of it. So in this video, I'm going to tell you, just in simple English, exactly what this law applies to, what it actually requires, who it applies to, and I'll give you a simple checklist so you know whether you need to do anything at all. And a quick note, just so you know, I'm not a lawyer. This isn't legal advice. And if you land in the this applies to me group, you should be talking to one. Okay, let's get into it. So let me give you a quick backstory because it explains why there's so much confusion right now. So back in 2024, Colorado passed the first real comprehensive AI law in the United States. It was called the Colorado AI Act, and honestly, it was pretty heavy. It asked businesses to run formal risk management programs, do detailed impact assessments, the whole nine yards. Businesses, especially small ones, kind of freaked out and it felt like a ton of paperwork. So, what happened is the deadline kept getting pushed back. And then in May of this year, Colorado did something pretty unusual. They basically threw out the original and replaced it with a new, slimmed down version. The governor signed it on May 14th, and the new law has a different name and number. It's SB 26 189, and it focuses on a much narrower thing. The heaviest requirement that scared everyone is now gone. So, with that being said, let me show you who it applies to because this is the part that really tells you a story to keep watching closely or just to relax. Now, the whole question is really simple. Do you use AI to help make a big life affecting decision about a person? That's it. That's the filter. The law has a specific phrase for it saying consequential decisions or consequential decisions, however you want to say it. And it means decisions that seriously affect someone's access to things like a job, a loan, housing, insurance, healthcare, education, or legal services. So let's make this concrete with two different examples. So we have business owner A, and she runs a marketing agency. She uses AI to write social posts, draft client emails, brainstorm campaign ideas, and clean up her meeting notes. Does any of that make a big decision about a person's life? No, it makes content. So this law doesn't really apply to her. She's good. She can close the video and go back to work. And now we have owner B. He runs a small property management company, and he just started using an AI tool that screens rental applicants and spits out a recommendation on who to approve. That is an AI helping make a consequential decision, housing, about a real person. So owner B is in this scope. So this law is talking directly to him. Did you notice the difference? It's not about whether you use AI, almost everybody's using it now. It's about whether your AI is helping decide who gets a yes or a no on something that matters in someone's life. Hiring tools, loan or credit decisions, tenant screening, insurance approvals, anything in healthcare access. If that's you, keep listening closely. If it's not, you've basically already got your answer. But stick around for the last part because this is coming to every single state and the habits are worth building. Okay, so let's say you're owner B, you're in the scope. What do you actually have to do? The new law boils down to three pretty reasonable ideas. I think of them as tell them, explain it, and keep a human in it. So, pillar one is tell them. If a person's interacting with your automated system or it's being used to make a decision about them, you have to give them clear, upfront notice that AI is part of the process, not buried in fine print 12 clicks deep. Clear and conspicuous right at the point where it matters. A plain notice at the spot where they apply or engage can do the job here. So here's a little diagram of what this could potentially look like, where on your application form, you would simply say, hey, an automated system is used in this decision, then being able to be compliant with this new law. Pillar two is explain it. This is the big one for fairness. If your AI contributes to a decision that goes against someone, they get denied the apartment, the loan, or the job, that person has the right to a plain language explanation of what role the system played. And the law gives a window for it within about 30 days. So you can't just say, well, the computer said no. You have to be able to explain why in human terms. Pillar three is to keep a human in it. People have the right to things like correcting wrong information about themselves and getting a human to review the decision, an appeal, basically. So the point is that a person isn't permanently stuck with a bad automated call and no way to reach a real human. There's a door back to a real person. And here's a good piece of news for the smaller businesses watching. The makers of these AI tools, the developers, carry a lot of the load. They're required to hand you documentation about what the system does and how to use it responsibly. So part of your job is honestly just picking vendors who give you that paperwork and then just reading it. If a tool that screens people for you can't tell you how it works, that's now a red flag and not just a nuisance. And one more honest note here, the Colorado Attorney General is still writing the detailed rules here, and those are due by the end of 2026. So some specifics will get sharper before this kicks in, which is exactly why getting the shape of it right now, early, is the smart play. All right, so how is this being enforced? Well, it is less scary than you're likely assuming. Now, enforcing it really is only the Colorado Attorney General, and that's really the important detail here. Is it means that there's no private right of action. A random person can't personally sue your business over this. It's the state AG who handles enforcement and is treated like a consumer protection issue. Second, remember all that heavy stuff from the original 2024 version, the mandatory risk management programs, the formal impact assessments you had to file. Now, those got cut in the rewrite. So this is meaningfully lighter than what people were bracing for a year ago. I'm not telling you to ignore it, but I am telling you the panic level going around is out of proportion to what the law actually says now. So now that we've got the law talked about, now let me turn it into something you can act upon. So let's go back to those owner A, owner B examples. If you're owner A, you only use AI for content drafting, summarizing, images, brainstorming. Well, your checklist is one item. Confirm that that's really all that you're doing. Ask yourself, is there anywhere AI is quietly helping me decide who to hire, who to approve, who to turn down? And if the answer is genuinely no, then you're done and you can go build your business. And if you're owner B, AI that touches decisions about people, well, you have a 5 step starter list that I have for you here. Now, one is to make a list of where AI helps make decisions about people in your business. This is hiring, lending, tenant screening, insurance, anything like that. Now, you can't manage what you haven't mapped. Two is to call your vendors and ask for their documentation. The toolmaker is required to provide it, so get it, read it, and keep it on file. Three, add a clear notice wherever people interact with or get judged by that AI. This is simply saying, hey, an automated system is used here to help with this decision, right where they can obviously see it and make sense of it right off the bat. Four, set up a way to explain a no and a way for a human to step in. Make sure that when someone's denied, you can give them a real explanation and a path to a human review. Decide on who that human is as well. And then five, talk to an actual attorney before January. Now, I mean it. If you're in scope, this is worth at least an hour with a lawyer who can look at your specific setup. Everything I've given you is the map, and they can help you with your exact terrain. Now, you don't have to do all five this week, but if AI is making calls about people in your business, start with step one. Just map it out. Everything else gets easier once you know where you stand. Now, here's why I wanted to cover this, even for the folks it doesn't apply to yet. Colorado is the first, and it is not going to be the last. Texas, California, and a bunch of other states are all working on their own AI rules right now. And they're going to look at what Colorado built. So the smart way to think about this isn't a Colorado problem. It's this is the first draft of the rules everyone's going to be living under at some point, likely soon. And honestly, the three ideas at the heart of this law are just good business. Tell people when AI is involved, be able to explain your decisions, and keep a human in the loop. Even if no law is ever forced on you, doing those three things builds trust with your customers and it protects you from the very real risk of an AI tool quietly making biased or just plain wrong calls in your name. This is the kind of thing that a couple years from now, customers will simply expect. So even if you're fully in the clear today, getting comfortable with these habits now means you're not just scrambling when your state's version pops up. So the one takeaway here is that this law isn't about whether you use AI, it's about whether your AI is making decisions about people. If it's not, you can breathe. If it is, you've now got the map. Tell them, explain it, Keep a human in it and talk to a lawyer before January. So, if this cleared up the confusion for you, please hit subscribe. I cut through the AI noise and tell you what actually matters for your business, minus the panic, every single week. And drop a comment. Do you think more states should pass laws like this, or is it going to get too far? I'll see you in the next one.